Hello and welcome to the Anime Iowa Volunteers Meeting 2013. The meeting has come and gone, but I am recording the presentation that I gave for that meeting so that people who are looking on the the forums or the website who are interested in volunteering can get the same information as the 2 to 3 people who attended that volunteer meeting. So, hey guys, this is another way of getting the word out versus going to a meeting that you basically missed free food and stuff. So anyway, alright. So thanks for joining. Hopefully you'll enjoy the presentation. It will take a few minutes, or maybe 10. Grab a bowl of popcorn and enjoy the information you're going to get. So, and are you excited? It's 7 days before the convention. I'm excited. I'm pumped. And I should have totally given this presentation a long time ago, or recorded it so that you could actually enjoy it. So, alrighty. Here we go. Who are volunteers? Well, if you're looking at this presentation, you are like, well, I'm a volunteer. Duh. Anyway, so volunteers are a dedicated group of individuals who perform various tasks to help keep the convention running smoothly. Basically, you guys are the blood of the convention. You make staff members so happy when you say, hey, I noticed you're having a really hard time this year, or I noticed that this little thing can be done. How can I help? We want to well, not love you guys, but give you hugs and be like, thank you so much for helping us. So yeah, we love you guys. You make us staff members super happy when you go out of your way to help us. Like, who wouldn't like that? Well, some people wouldn't, but we like it. So, the 3 main reasons for why I should volunteer, or why you guys should volunteer. 1, you get to meet new people. You get to prevent convention hiccups. And you get prizes. And swag. And cool stuff. Who can turn down prizes? Prizes are the coolest thing ever. Well, and elaborating on that a little further, for meeting new people, if you've never been to a convention before, okay, well, if you're, okay, there we go, went away finally. You get to meet new people, obviously, especially if you're new to conventions. So, this is a great way for breaking the ice to talk to someone that you might not normally talk to. Like, you see this cosplayer that you're like, hey, they're from that anime series I really, really like, but how do I, get up the guts to talk to them? Generally, at anime conventions, people don't care. Like, if you just go up and say, hey, can I take a picture of you? It's fine. But just don't become a creeper and follow them around the convention. Nobody likes that. So anyway, meeting new people. You get to talk about anime. You can bring up topics of your favorite series. Who would win an epic showdown if paired up against each other? The possibilities are endless. And also, people really like it when you compliment on their costumes, even if they're not dressed up as an anime character or dressed up as their own characters or just something general. People love compliments. So the list is endless. You get to meet new people. Possibly make new friends. That's how I made some of the best friends I have at Anime Iowa. And some of them are now on staff because, well, I was on staff my first convention, which was not a good idea, but hey, I got to meet cool people and I love it. Alrighty, next one, preventing hiccups. Basically, volunteers get the small tasks done that would drive all staff members insane, so you save a staff member from getting headaches, and believe me, we get them every year, and everybody has fun. And so it's a win-win. You help us, we help you, help you with giving you stuff, and everybody can have fun. Alrighty, and as I mentioned before, the most important one that everybody loves is prizes. So prizes are, when you earn your hours, you can get a prize within the volunteer booth. So that prize could be getting into the recharge room for 10 hours. That's how many hours you worked. Or getting pre-reg for 2014, which is 15 hours. Or just getting any type of swag within the volunteer booth, which that can be backpacks, DVDs, plushies, purses, keychains, Manga, jewelry, figurines, Pocky, sushi erasers, etc., etc. It changes from year to year. It's not always the same. Anyway, so, well, how do I volunteer? So, how to do that? You'll get a volunteer card. It sounds kind of elementary because you obviously need a volunteer card to keep track of your hours. And you will be able to get a volunteer card during Thursday setup from basically staff members or at the volunteers booth anytime during the convention. And also, as a side note, we had a problem last year where people thought the volunteer cards are convention badges. They are not. You cannot get into convention spaces with a volunteer card. Granted, on Thursday, when you get a card like that, that is not a badge. That is oh, I'm jotting down my hours of how long I've worked. That's all it does. It's you can't get into the convention. You can't get into the dealer's room with a volunteer card. It just doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. I know if everybody could get into the convention that way, they would, but it doesn't work that way. Alrighty. So step 2, you'll volunteer. So you'll check the volunteers booth for jobs that are in demand, and usually there's something going on. Sometimes there really isn't a need for volunteers. But it varies. And basically, the volunteer jobs are first come, first serve. If there's something available, we will offer it to you, and hopefully it is something you want to do. And if there isn't anything available, well, there's not much we can do about it. Anyway, just when you get to your volunteer location, like say, oh, I gave you the job of badging the dealer's room. I'll send you over to the dealer's room, and you'll ask the staff at the location what you need to do, and that's so that you get the directions on what needs to be done or what you'll be doing, which is usually just sitting there, watching the door, checking people's badges, making sure that it says Anime Iowa 2013, etc., etc. There's no like 2012 badges going through or people without badges going through, etc., etc. And please do the work. Volunteer for at least an hour. Oh man, there's some people who are just like, I just want to volunteer for 10 minutes and get a full hour. Well, if you did that at work, you'd get fired. And it doesn't really make the staff members all that happy. Granted, if it's double hours and you can only work for a half an hour on Thursday, they will probably double it to an hour, but that's about it. So it's like, we would prefer it if you work at least an hour and then decide, well, or let us know ahead of time, well, I got a panel coming up in a half hour. Or, well, I got something coming up in 15 minutes. Generally, we'll probably let you know, well, we can't really give you this job unless we're really, really desperate. And we do get desperate during the convention because we don't have enough help, especially on Saturday. Oh man, I could just cry thinking about Saturday. Alrighty, step 3. You're basically writing down the hours that you worked. And you will be the one keeping track of your own hours. So, if it was me, it'd be, I, Joan Gordon, am keeping track of my hours. I have worked at Recharge, while badging the Recharge room for 2 hours, and I had to get initials from a gen to be able to get in, or not get in, that I work there. And just also make sure you bring a pen or a pencil with you. It makes it easier for, like, especially if you have one on your person. We'll have some pens at the volunteer booth, but just try to have one on you at all times, especially if you're volunteering. Okay. Step 4. Get a staff member's initial or signature. And this is our way to verify that you work for a legit Anime Iowa staff member. And just so you know, we will not award hours for people who work for a merchant in the dealer's room, except for the Anime Iowa Fan Market, because the Anime Iowa Fan Market, which is Robin, is actually selling merchandise that is from Anime Iowa. So Anime Iowa backpacks, Anime Iowa plushies, like Boochan plushies, that sort of stuff. you can volunteer for her because she is directly associated with the convention. All the merchants, artisans, those sort of people in the dealer's room, you cannot volunteer for them and get volunteer hours through like Anime Iowa. It just doesn't work that way. Granted, you can go to the merchant or dealers in the dealer's room and say, hey, would you like some help? And come up with an agreement between you and the dealer to get, I don't know, a discount or get paid. Like some dealers will literally pay you to work for them during the convention. If you want to get cold hard cash to be fed during the convention or get stuff, go that route. But of course, this is volunteers for Anime Iowa, so I shouldn't be trying to send you off on the dealers. But I'm just letting you know that there are other options. So, but you can't get the swag in the volunteers booth if you're trying to get money through a dealer within the dealer's room. So, alrighty. And what does a staff badge look like? Well, some people have the hardest time knowing what a staff member looks like, or they confuse a general convention attendee with a staff member. And staff members, they have this nice little thing that's called a staff badge that's generally black and says staff. You want to find these people, and this happens every year where we have a black badge and then the word staff. So you know that you want to get your signature for your volunteer card. So your volunteer card here, you want to get that guy's signature on, or his initial on the card saying that, hey, he has verified that you have worked for 2 hours for Fan Market. And actually, he doesn't work for Fan Market. This is Jeff. He is part of the hotel department at Anime Iowa. And the reason why I have his picture on here is because he totally skipped the volunteer meeting to go to ASEN. So I'm picking on him and put his photo within this presentation. And if you've seen this presentation, please go up to him at the convention and say, "Hi, Jeff," and kind of freak him out because I think it'd be funny. And hopefully he's not watching this, or it wouldn't be as funny anymore. Okay, next. Alright, this is probably, it shouldn't be that complicated, but sometimes it is. Step 5, redeeming hours for a prize. So basically, your hours that you earned are the currency for redeeming your prize. So for every hour you earn is basically, like 1 hour you earn volunteering is 1 hour that is basically the 1 hour to 1 hour thing. Prizes are worth X amount of hours. So as I said, the recharge room is 10 hours. Well, you might think, well, 10 hours, good grief. I have to work really hard to get into the recharge room. Well, if you're working on Thursday, it's double hours. You work for 5 hours and it will get doubled to 10. You can get in easy. Or, oh man, 15 hours to get into AI 2014? Oh dear, I have to work really, really hard. Well, again, it's not all that hard. If you do double hours, yeah, you'll get, you basically have to work half as hard to get in. Granted, if there's not enough work for you, you will probably have to work sometime during the convention. And there's different types of jobs during the convention that is not set up or tear down, that you can, they're basically sit down jobs, or you get to hang out at a place you would normally hang out at to help out staff members. So anyway, so to redeem your hours for a prize, you must have a convention badge to redeem volunteer hours. So this is a badge that you paid money for. Or for some of the people who volunteered last year, who got their pre-registration for this year, so for 2012 they volunteered, and to get their registration for 2013, to redeem the hours that they earned for 2013, they must have a current convention badge, so a current 2013 convention badge. And you will get that at the registration desk. And this is the one that usually costs money. So if you did not get early registration, it's $70 at the door. And you can begin redeeming hours that you've earned volunteering for prizes sometime on Saturday. We asked that for Saturday because, well, why did I put Saturday? That's weird. Generally Friday. I don't know why I put Saturday for this one. Ignore me. Sometimes I don't even know what I was thinking when I was writing this. Basically Thursday is our setup day. We will not have people redeeming stuff for redeeming prizes on Thursday because not everybody has their staff badge, and not everybody is not all the projects are ready to have, especially recharge will not be ready until sometime on Friday for or I think Friday evening or whenever it is, and to have people come in. So that's why we say you can start redeeming your hours for prizes later versus right away. And I'm sorry about the Saturday thing. It's supposed to be Friday. Anyway, and as I mentioned before, hours earned will be a form of currency to redeem a prize. And as I said before, you must bring a convention badge. You must bring your convention badge, a volunteer card with all the hours and staff initials written on it, to the volunteer's booth, and then give the card to the volunteer staff. And you get to pick out what you want. So, say a giant Ichigo plushie. I don't know if we'll have one this year, but I'm just throwing out wonderful little information. And the staff in the volunteer's booth will deduct hours from your card, and then you get your prize. It's simple as that. And this is more of the cash policy. It's like if you earn money, you also have to pay money, so you don't automatically get prizes. The only automatic prize you can get is, sorry, my brain just went hee. The only automatic prize you can get is the certificates. We have certificates for people who are in school or looking to get a job, who are like, hey, I took time to volunteer at my favorite convention. I would like to have some evidence of some kind so I can use that to let other people know, hey, I legitimately worked for Anime Iowa for X amount of hours. And you can get certificates like that. We have ones that are for 20 hours or less, or for 19 hours or less, I should say. That's more black and white. And then we have the 20 hours or more that has gold foil, is super, super pretty, and would probably make even college, if you're submitting anything for college, it would make those people really happy. I hope. Maybe. Okay. Move on. Okay. Well, when do I volunteer? Well, basically, we have 4 days of the convention. The convention basically starts on Friday, but Thursday is the Thursday before the Friday that it starts is set up. So you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So your double hours day will be Thursday and Sunday. So Thursday from noon to whenever we get done. And then for double hours on Sunday is usually after 5 or after closing ceremonies. And this changes from year to year. I say 5, but I think they've changed the schedule this year. So definitely after closing ceremonies. So please do that. Don't go after 5. If closing ceremonies is at 5, after 5. Or not after 5. Just basically after closing ceremonies. So 5 or 6, somewhere in there. Anyway. So the basic schedule for Thursday, there will be a lot of heavy lifting, carrying boxes, tubs, middle grates, etc., etc. A lot of it is just getting stuff out of the storage locker and carting it to the different panels, rooms where they'll be set up. Some staff members request having volunteer help, so especially Fan Market will require a lot of help with setup. And let's see what else. Yeah, it really depends. Some projects really don't use a lot of volunteers other than the heavy lifting, but we'll keep coming up with more jobs for Thursday. One of the main jobs we love to use, or what we came up with last year for 2012, was have volunteers be the bellhops. So you're the guardian of the bellhop, meaning one volunteer per bellhop. You'll go with say somebody comes in, they want to check in, and they want to use the bellhop. The volunteer goes with the with the person who is going to use the bellhop and makes sure that it gets taken back to the lobby so the next person can use it. What happened a lot last year and previous years is that people take off with the bellhops and then we never hear from them ever again. Or at least for Thursday, that's how it feels. So that's another job that people can do, and that's a pretty quick one. So hey, if you want to get there early, be a bellhop person, and no, you may not accept tips. You're just doing it out of the kindness of your heart, yeah. You're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, and you're volunteering for Anime Iowa. It makes it so much easier for people who are checking in. It makes it so much easier for staff who will need them for going over floors to get certain things from point A to point B, and it just makes everybody happy. Oh, and if you didn't know what double hours were before, is basically you work an hour and you get an additional hour free. So, hey, who wouldn't like double hours? That's like the most amazing thing ever, because then you don't have to work quite as hard and you get to chill and enjoy it and whatever. Anyway, wow, I need a drink of water. Okay, the basic schedule for Friday. It is the first day of the convention. Woohoo! Basically, registration will need help. So, keeping the line moving, giving out badges, badging the dealer's room, con suite, recharge. Oh man, there's so many things. I can't even list them all on here. And most of the panels and events do not start until later in the day. So I think most things start at noon on Friday. And so, like, there's things later in the evening, like the dance, the panel events. Also, wonderful announcement. We are not doing bag check for the dances anymore. Praise God, or Buchan, or whatever. We do not have to do bag check for the dances. So don't worry, people. Hold on to your bags. Just don't take anything in there that might hurt people, please. So unfortunately, that job is not there anymore, but I think a lot of people didn't like that job to begin with. But anyway, basic schedule for Saturday. It's the second day of the convention, and I'm pretty sure it's wearing off about right now. And lots of things are going on. There's a masquerade or the major event in the evening. Lots of panels, the dance and rave number 2. Marketplace, and the list just goes on and on. So, by the way, here's one of my friends doing a wonderful job badging the dealer's room. Alright, basic schedule for Sunday. This is more of the down day because everybody has had, well, not enough of the convention. They're just like, we haven't gotten enough sleep from all the dances. And basically, it's just kind of a repeat of Friday or Saturday items. There's no major event that I'm aware of, but it's just a lot of panels. You get to go into the dealer's room, and well, actually, dealer's room has more deals towards the end. And there's also pre-registration that you can do for the following year. So after closing ceremonies, as I said, I say 5 p.m., but it might be different this year. Teardown begins, and that's also when double hours is instigated. So basically, during Friday and Saturday, and most of Sunday, except after closing ceremonies, that you'll only earn 1 hour per hour worked. It's only after closing ceremonies on Sunday that you can earn double hours, and on Thursday, you can earn double hours. So, okay, where do I volunteer? And of course, I do not have everything on this list, but there's just so many different places that you can volunteer. So there's the dealer's room or the marketplace. There's also fan market that's in there, and you get to help with the art show that's in there. You can help with badging. You can help with bag check. We will still have bag check for the dealer's room when that's open. What else am I forgetting? There's a lot of things I'm forgetting, but I'm not really remembering. Con suite and recharge will need badge checkers. I really hate that we have bag check and badge check because they're so close together. But yes, for con suite and recharge, we will need badge checkers. So you'll look for people who have either like regular convention badge or recharge. You will be looking for people who either have a wristband, to be able to get into Recharge, or have a staff badge to get into Recharge, or I think usually sponsors can get into Recharge, but they might have changed it this year, so I'm not 100% sure. If you aren't really sure, ask. And for some reason, I am not the one to ask on that one. So we also we'll probably need a badge checker for video gaming. I think tabletop gaming, they would just like to have a few lackeys to hang around and make sure games are put away, etc. I'm calling it luggage check instead of badge check, or not badge, bag check, because badge is close to bag, and luggage just makes it easier. So you have badge check and then luggage check. If you like hanging out with stuff or helping people make sure that they get reunited with their lost luggage, that's the job for you. Cosplay, there's also peacebinding, any other cosplay related stuff. I am sorry, I'm drawing a huge blank on cosplay. There is a lot of stuff to do with cosplay, but I am not remembering it right now because it's almost midnight. So, alrighty. As I mentioned before, art show, there's a need for people just to sit and make sure people don't take off with the art. Think of how awful an artist would feel that they go to an art show or art exhibit and their art is stolen. Please, watch over the art. You are the last hope. And then there's Meals on Wheels, which is a wonderful thing for, it's a service mostly for staff members, but it's basically where Sparky, one of our great staff members, goes around the convention and transports meals to staff members. And if you're a volunteer who helps Sparky with Meals on Wheels, you may also get some food. And this is not like con-sweet, sugary treat sort of stuff. This is like real sustenance kind of food. So if you get the chance to do this, totally do it. I think you're more likely to get food if you already have entrance into the recharge room. So if you have a wristband that you spent 10 hours to get into the recharge room, you will probably get better food during the convention. Anyway, alright, what steps should I take now? Attend the volunteers meeting. Well, it's past. Too late, guys. You totally missed the meeting. But, again, if you're really wanting to help out in a certain area, like Consuite, you should totally talk to the project leaders. And if you do not know who they are, just go to animeiowa.com, go to the volunteer tab, click volunteer, submit a sign-up form. It's not really signing up, it's just sending us a message saying, hey, I want to help. And just let us know where you'd like to work. Or if you're like, hey, I'm going to be there for setup. Well, we don't really know if you're going to be there, but yeah, come join us. We like to see ya and hang out with you and hopefully give you something to do, which there will be plenty to do. Every year, sometimes it goes so fast and sometimes it goes super slow. So the more people, the merrier. Bring your friends. And just show up Thursday for setup and ask what you can do to help, and we'll try to put you to work the best that we can. So anyway, the credits for these pictures are taken by, or the photos are taken by Dave Schrader, and he did just a wonderful job, so I wanted to credit him for all the photos. And if you need a photographer, please email him at this email address. So korfan@frontier.com. And this is the end, or is it the beginning? Who knows? So, let's see if there was anything else I needed to talk about. There's other events that are going on at Anime Iowa, but for some reason I'm just drawing a huge blank, and I'm human, stuff happens. I'm just letting you know about all the other things that go on. Also, if you need to contact, I said, the way of how to contact volunteers, but you can also contact us at Anime Iowa, volunteers, with an S, at animeiowa.com. So volunteer, so VOLUNTEERS at animeiowa.com. And I'm sorry, I do not have it written here, but letting you know that. Why am I not remembering everything that needed to be said? I'm sorry I'm going backwards. I'm just going through stuff. Window volunteer 5. There's Jeff. Hi, Jeff. 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting a volunteer card. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna call it quits for then. Haha, English. I cannot speak. So, alrighty. And again, I don't know if I introduced myself, which I'm sorry I'm doing this at the end of the presentation rather than the beginning. But my name is Joan Gordon, and I am the head of volunteers for 2013. And you'll probably see me, Bill, Philip, or Colleen at the Anime Iowa Volunteers booth. And just stop by and say hi if you have any, say hi or stop by and ask questions if you have any. Or especially if you're wanting to know how to do something, please ask. Because we love questions. Questions are good because we want to make sure you guys have enough information to be able to handle, to be able to do volunteer work and not feel like, oh, well, I'm just doing a really crappy job or whatever. Also, that reminds me, I'm sorry that this presentation is going so long. I know you guys probably want to go do other stuff. Okay, one of the problems that we had last year, and this is as a side note, was, and I can probably say this in a different presentation, but where volunteers were being, or general conventioneers or volunteers were being harassed. And I'm just making a note that if, for anybody, if you're a staff member, if you're a volunteer, a regular conventioneer, whatever, get their the name on their staff, or name of their badge. So I'm going to go back to Jeff and pick on Jeff. Because no, Jeff is not going to pick on anybody. But this is just our way of saying, okay, say if somebody's picking on you, we're saying, well, Jeff is picking on you. He's being a horrible person. You get his, you look at his ID. You try to get either his name or the number. Please get the number and report them to the bridge or a staff member. So look for, say if, I don't know, Joe Schmo is picking on you, calling you horrible names. Get Joe Schmo's name. Or even his the name on his badge or the number on his badge, and find Jeff or a staff member and report him. Or go up to the bridge, because we as staff members or rangers cannot help you or make that person stop if you do not tell us. And we want everybody to have fun and not be picked on and just have a great time, because this is a family convention. We don't like bullies. And we just want to make sure that everybody has a decent time. So anyway, it's going out with that note, which I probably should have said first, because everybody has that one person that likes to annoy them at conventions or is just being a dink, that everybody should know the don't be a dink speech, that you just don't know what to do. It's this person is just being so mean to me, and it's really ruining my convention experience. And I just know I don't want to go to Anime Iowa ever again. We don't want that. We want you to be able to, feel confident enough to come to staff members and say, this person is being really mean to me. They're, not just being mean to me. They're calling me names. They're threatening me, or they're harassing me, or whatever. Explain what they're doing, and we'll go talk to them. If it repeats, come to us again. We will take your complaint seriously. So anyway, just urging everybody to please go and speak up. Don't let those types of people ruin your convention experience. And the same goes if you see somebody who looks underage who's drinking, don't come up to the what is it? Sorry, I just totally blanked on the name. Don't come up to the, I keep saying volunteer booth in my head, and it's not volunteer booth. The bridge. So the main, the main area that has all the people who are sitting in the long desk with the radio, or go up to somebody with a radio and say, I just lost my thought. I hate it when that happens. Just go and report it. Let them know when something, or when somebody is doing something illegal. If it's illegal in the United States or the state of Iowa, or it's just not, like, it doesn't have a lot of common sense, you might want to report it. And that doesn't mean, oh, I should be the deputy of Anime Iowa. It just means just keep your eyes and ears open. If you hear that a 13-year-old has gotten a hold of a bottle of booze and is wearing a 18 or older badge, or not 18 or older, 21 and older badge that they got from their brother or sister, please report them. Or maybe not necessarily report them, but get the name or the number of the badge and take them to, like, not take them to the bridge, but take that information to the bridge and let them know what's going on. We cannot do anything about it if that we do not have that name or the number to be able to look that person up or have an idea. Oh, they're staying in room XYZ. We can investigate it further or put it to a stop if we have either the name on the badge or the number on the badge. So just putting that out there and stressing it harder than I necessarily need to. So, and then again, say hi to Jeff. He's the nicest guy, or not just nicest guy you'll ever meet, he's the nicest staff member you'll ever meet. So yes, I'm picking on him because he totally ditched the volunteer meeting to go to ASEN, which who wouldn't? A lot of staff members did, but I'm picking on Jeff because I can. So definitely say hi to him. And that is it for my presentation. I hope you have a lot of fun at Anime Iowa whenever you get there. And come visit me at the volunteer booth, and I'll put you to work. So see ya at the convention.